and welcome to episode 1 of Making Gold in ESO. Yep, we're going to talk about how to make some gold. Now, whether you're not long started ESO and you're just getting up through the ranks and you're finding yourself needing a bit of gold, or even if you're like me, you're well and truly leveled up, and but you're a little bit short on cash, you need some gold for mats, etc. These things are expensive, and you need some gold to help you through this. So this is just a simple way to make enough gold to keep yourself going along. There'll be a few episodes of a few different ways that you can do this. Now, just before we get started, I'd like to talk about a couple of add-ons and talk about guilds, because you're going to need a couple of add-ons, and you're going to need to be in all, you're going to fill your 5 guild slots. So first of all, the first add-on you're going to want to get is called Master Merchant. So this is Master Merchant here. So what it does is it takes all of your sales and purchases and everyone else's sales and purchases, and builds a database of what they're worth. So Elegant Lining here is worth 173 at this point in time. As you can see, 257 sales totaling and over 4,000 items. Now, I'm not going to go too far into this. If you do want a bit more information on how to use Master Merchant, just let me know in the comments and I can do a video on it. If not, search out there. There's plenty of stuff out there for these add-ons. So that's your first add-on you're going to want. And the second add-on is called Awesome Guild Stores, and you'll see that when we go over and open up a Guild Trader UI. So, and talking about guilds, what guilds should you be in? Now, you want to be in a good mixture of guilds. You don't want to go out there and get into 5 of the best. Obviously you might want to be in a good casual guild. Might be good PvE guild, like myself. I'm in a PvE guild. Makes it easy to get groups, etc. But you're also going to want to be in guilds that aren't in high profile places. These areas are more likely to have items slightly cheaper than elsewhere, because the demand through that guild isn't quite as high, because it's not in a high flow area. But it's also on the other side of the coin. You're going to want to be in a couple of guilds that are in high flow areas, so we can buy from the cheaper guilds and sell in the high flow guilds that obviously things are selling for a little bit more. So as for myself, I have a guild in Eastmarch, I have a guild in Deshan, I have a guild in Shadowfend, and I have a guild in Stormhold. Those are my trading guilds. So Stormhaven and Deshan are probably my 2 biggest. Eastmarch and Shadowfend are my slightly smaller guilds, but still do okay. My 5th guild I think is in Hughesbane, but it's a PvE guild, so I'm not really looking to make make gold through it. So the one in Stormhold and the one in Deshan. So basically, your second cities, or often known as your starter cities, like Deshan, anywhere where there's undaunted tents. So Deshan, Grutwood, Stormhaven. Your biggest one is actually in Reaper's March. So in Rolka is where the big guild traders are. I used to be in a few there, but I ended up opting out after one Tamriel, because a lot of the gear sets, you couldn't sell them, so I was finding myself not really using the one I was in Rolka, so I got out of that. So that's what you're going to want to do, get yourself into some guilds, and that's going to get you a good head start. So in this episode we're talking about flipping, where we buy an item cheaply and we flip it in another guild or in zone chat for a markup. So we're making a bit of profit on the top. So let's jump straight into it. So like I said, I'm in Shornhelm here. Not the biggest city, which is good for what we're doing. So we're flipping. So this is Awesome Guild Stores. Like I said, I won't go into too much how to use this, but you definitely want to get it and just play around with it. You'll figure it out. So at the moment I'm on all items. Price range, I'm kicking off at around 2,000 right through to max. You can lower that if you're looking to get the small stuff, but we're at the stage where we sort of want some decent stuff. Quality range, everything, obviously, because mats are normal and all the other items are your different qualities. But deal range, now this here is where we want to set ourselves. So we don't want bad deal, we don't overpriced, we're not really looking for okay, we're not looking for reasonable, we want from good on to buy it now, like this is, we want to flip this stuff. So let's go ahead and search, nothing on page 1. Okay, so here we got some good deals, so let's just have a look. So I got the Spriggan's Helmet Divines, 2 sales in the last 6 days, Master Merchant is telling us. Now as you can see how these 2 add-ons are working well together. So it was worth 16,800 and it's for sale here for 2,200. So these figures will tell us that, okay, we could buy this for 2.5 grand, we could probably flip it for 6 quite quickly. We have a good chance of doing that, so that would probably be a reasonable buy. Gloves of the Healer Reinforced, only 1 sale in 5 days for 6,000. I'd probably steer clear of this. It's reinforced and also it was only 1 sale, so it's not very popular. Now this here is where things get interesting. So this is a buy it now type of a thing. There's only been 18 sales, but it has been 818 items in the last 7 days, so that's probably not too bad. You could probably buy that and flip it for half again as much and still come out on top. Let's flick through Thunderbugs rings. Okay, 12 sales in 11 days for 6,500. Okay, now these are going for, we can buy both of these for 2,500 and they're going for 6,500, and 12 of them have sold in the last 11 days. This is what we're looking for, guys. This is it. So if we were to buy both of these for 5 grand, and then we can both in turn flip them for a quick 6 grand each. So buying for 5, getting 12 back, we're over doubling our money. Okay, you see how this works? This is what we're looking for. Now this is only in the one trader. Okay, one trader in one little area. So there's more down here. You could quite comfortably just do this, for a good hour or so each day. Here we go, another Spriggan's Helmet, 16,800. That's cheaper than the last one we found. We go across, anything else? There's another one. Okay, so you put the feelers out there to see whether there's a market for this kind of stuff. So basically, that's flipping. Like I said, this is one little area in the whole of the map. You go all over Tamriel with this. We're in one Tamriel now, so you can go from zone to zone freely as long as you've got a wayshine or a friend that can port you there. It really opens things up. So supply and demand, like I said, be in a good mixture of guilds. So be in some guilds that are in smaller cities and be in a couple of guilds that are in some bigger cities. So once you buy from the smaller towns, from the smaller traders that aren't doing so well or aren't in a good spot, I shouldn't say aren't doing so well because they're probably doing okay, but they're not in a good spot, so they're selling things for slightly cheaper. And then you can flip into some areas, flip into guilds that are in a good area and high traffic, and people are expecting these items to be there, so they're willing to go there, they're willing to pay. So so that's flipping. I hope this has been helpful. If it has been helpful, then give us a thumbs up. And like I said, this is episode 1 in a series. We're going to go through a number of different ways of making gold in ESO. So I hope you'll stick with me and continue to watch the other episodes as they come out. Cheers.